Snow had buried Daeseong village in a soft silence, but inside the Kim household, the stillness was heavy with grief. 2 sons gone, and only the faint hope of letters tethered Soo-min and Jun-ho to any sense of normalcy. Hae-won, once cheerful and full of song, now wandered the house like a ghost, often gazing at the hills where her brothers had vanished. Jun-ho searched the trails for signs of Tae-jin but found nothing, just footprints disappearing into snow and pine. He never said it aloud, but the pain in his eyes was plain. Every dawn he stood by the gate, eyes on the horizon, as if willing his sons to return. Weeks passed. Then one day, a boy from a neighboring village arrived. He carried a sack of grain and news. He had seen a boy matching Taejin's description near the northern checkpoints, disguised in an oversized coat, asking soldiers about a unit that trained new recruits. Jun-ho wanted to ride out that night, but Soo-min stopped him. "If you leave, who will take care of Hae-won and me? What if all 3 of you disappear?" And so, the waiting continued. Taejin walked for days through the snow-covered landscape, hitching rides with traders and sleeping under trees. He wore a wool scarf his mother had knitted for Min-jun. It held warmth and courage. At checkpoints he lied about his age, claiming to be 15 and looking for his brother. Some guards turned him away, others laughed. One, however, gave him a name, Camp Baekdu near the eastern ridges. He followed rumors. A convoy offered him a ride. He cleaned their boots and fetched water to earn his place. Then one night, during a storm, the truck finally reached Camp Baekdu. The camp was bleak, surrounded by barbed wire, and smelled of rust and smoke. Taejin snuck past the perimeter during a supply drop. Inside, rows of tents housed hundreds of boys like Min-jun. He moved between shadows, searching every face. At last, one cold morning, he spotted a figure sitting alone, sharpening a knife by a fire. "Hyung?" Taejin whispered. Min-jun turned. His face was leaner, dirt-smudged, but his eyes still held the familiar warmth. "Taejin!" They embraced silently, too overwhelmed to speak. For a moment, the war faded. Min-jun pulled him into the tent and demanded to know everything. Taejin explained how he'd followed the trail, how he couldn't bear the silence back home. "You idiot," Min-jun said, choking on a half-laugh, half-cry. "You could have been shot." "I just wanted to find you. I missed you." Min-jun hugged him tightly. "I missed you too." Min-jun pleaded with his superior, Sergeant Han, to allow Taejin to stay temporarily until he could be sent home. Han, impressed by Taejin's bravery, allowed him to stay hidden under Min-jun's care. For 2 weeks the brothers trained together, ate together, and slept side by side. But then, the order came. Their unit was being deployed to the front. Min-jun had to go. Taejin could not. Han handed Taejin a pass with official markings and enough rations to last a few days. "Take this, go home, you're lucky to have one." Taejin clung to Min-jun before leaving. "Come back, promise me again." Min-jun smiled faintly. "I promise, twice now, I have to keep it." The front was worse than anything Min-jun had imagined. The air was filled with smoke, screams, and the thunder of artillery. Boys turned into soldiers, and soldiers into shadows. Min-jun carried Hae-won's bracelet on his wrist. He touched it when fear crept in. He remembered Taejin's face, the embrace, the fire. He remembered home. Then one night, during a raid, their trench collapsed under mortar fire. Min-jun's leg was shattered. He was dragged to safety by his closest comrade. The bracelet had snapped, lost in the mud. He was evacuated to a field hospital, half-conscious, clinging to the memory of his sister's smile. Back home, Taejin returned battered but alive. Soo-min collapsed into sobs, holding him so tightly he couldn't breathe. Jun-ho said nothing, only reached out and placed a hand on his shoulder, firm and trembling. Weeks later, a letter came. Min-jun had survived, but barely. He would not walk the same again, but he was coming home.